Today is a very auspicious day, appearance day of one of the dearest disciples of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur, Srila Bhakti Kumud Shanta Goswami Maharaj, and also one of the dearest disciples of our Parangurudev, Srila Bhakti Bhusan Bhagavat Goswami Maharaj, is disappearance today. When we were observing Srila Bhagavat Maharaj's appearance, I already announced that on his disappearance day, I will read Chaitanya Upanisad because it is very dear to him and it was also his last message all the time. So I will just briefly remember Srila Shanta Goswami Maharaj and Bhagavat Maharaj, then I will read that. If someone wants to know in more detail, then he can go in that YouTube channel and find previous Shanta Maharaj's disappearance day and appearance day of Bhagavat Maharaj. So Shanta Goswami Maharaj, his father and mother, they were very pious persons. So they used to invite sadhus to their house. Also Gauriya Math preachers came. Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj and Srila Bhakti Hridoy Bon Goswami Maharaj. They were staying in their house and they noticed this Radharaman boy. He is more interested in Harikatha and Kirtan than in other things. So they suggested to his father, you please give him to us, we will take him to Math. Then father went and he offered to Prabhupada. Prabhupada said, you will be able to stay? Yes. So he stayed as a very young boy, and he was doing all Math programs, means he was hearing Harikatha, serving Vaishnavas, attending Arati, and side by side also doing his secular education. So as a very young boy, Prabhupada had very much affection on him and he learned Kirtan. He was expert Kirtaniya his whole life. Also in Dhaka Gauriya Math, they requested one Kirtaniya should be sent. So Prabhupada sent him to Dhaka, and on the way, you remember, there was a storm in the ship and he did Kirtan, and that was, they were rescued. And all services, and also he wrote one article for Gauriya magazine, and he was assisting all senior preachers in preaching all over India. Then after the disappearance of Prabhupada, he also took sannyas. First he was staying in Chaitanya Math. Then he made his own mission and he made maths in Karakpur, I think, Mednipur, that Shamananda was together. I think in, no, Keshiari, yes, sorry, not Karakpur, Keshiari. And Calcutta, Behala, and Mayapur also, and Puri also, one math is there. So you remember in Behala, so much problem was there. So Maharaj already gave up that idea, but then Krishna, uninstalled Krishna from the box, he stood up and said, means he stood there. And Maharaj understood that he wants to grace this place. So then he made math, and then that whole situation changed by the grace of Krishna. A very bold preacher. They were tea gardens owners. They invited, he said, drinking tea is impious. Those who are pious, virtuous persons, they will not drink tea. It is addictive. It is one kind of intoxication. And when he was in Haridwar, Kumbh Mela, he challenged Mayavadis there. 100 Mayavadis, he said, you don't know about scripture. if anyone has any courage, he should debate with me. All your Siddhanta, everything is false. Mayavad. If anyone has courage, he should debate with me. If he defeats me, I will become his disciple. He announced that. No one dared to speak with him because such spiritual power realized soul. And also when I met him in 1999 in Puri. That time he was speaking in English on the stage. Also later when he was already playing the pastime of sickness and old age, then we took his darshan in Calcutta, and I will always remember how beautiful he was, although old, but very beautiful looking and shining. And I felt he's always in Golok Lila, participating, serving there in Golok Lila, inside his heart, that I felt. So our Gurudev also was worshipping him as Shiksha Guru. So on today's day, Srila Maharaj appeared. He wrote one very beautiful song. We are singing Gurudev Dvaya Moy. Very nice meaning, a nice singing, nice melody tune. So, and other songs also he wrote, and he was perfect Kirtaniya. You can find recordings. And perfect host. He would take care of everyone. We got that experience. So I am remembering Srila Bhakti Kumud Shanta Gosvami Maharaj, bowing down to his lotus feet and praying for his causeless mercy. Also we heard about Srila Bhagavat Gosvami Maharaj. He also came to Madan at a very young age, and he was very simple-hearted, doing all services. And even one person was there in Kashi. He did not know proper behavior and Siddhanta. He said, I bless Parang Gurudev. His own Gurudev, he said, I bless, he will preach more. Then Parang Gurudev sent him, you should go to Tezpur Gauriya Math in Assam, and you should learn about Vaishnavism from, I forgot what was his name, maybe Narayan or something, Brahmachari. From him you should learn what is Vaishnavism. Means Srila Bhagavat Maharaj was a natural Vaishnava. He was also Pujari when they rented that first place for Chaitanya Gauriya Math in Calcutta. And then he was in charge of Tezpur Gauriya Math for 50 years. And he was not traveling so much around. He was always serving there. But he was very fond of Navadip, Mayapur. So he did a lot of service in our mat in Mayapur. That Shamakunda he made nice, and the Charjo Bhavan, that Prasadam Hall, and so many things. Even for this Samadhi now for Parang Gurudev and Gurudev, it was his idea and plan and everything. So I also got his association in India, and he very affectionately, he was guiding me and offering, he even gave some service. And I have very nice memories of Maharaj. And as he himself told, two things touched his heart very much when he saw how our Parang Gurudev preaching whole day, but after everything was finished, then throughout night he would chant Harinam on Japamala. Then Maharaj told him, you please take rest, Gurudev. Then said, no, how I can take rest? I did not yet finish my fixed number of rounds. So he understood this is very important. And later on also, when he took sannyas and had many preaching ideas how to preach, and he presented to Parangurudev, and Parangurudev was hearing all his ideas. Yes, very good, but like whole day engagement. Then Parangurudev said, but you will not chant Harinam. Then Bhagavat Gosvami Maharaj understood this is really important. Example is better than precept. We have to practice ourselves worship of Krishna, not only speaking to others, preaching you do. No, I have to do service of Krishna. So at that time he vowed he will chant 1 lakh Harinam daily. Later in his life he also was chanting more, but minimum 1 lakh on Japamala. I saw him in Mayapur chanting in front of deities with great taste, chanting in front. And he was also encouraging others to chant more, a lot, like this. So in his last days, already before he was very fond, but in his last days, like our Gurudev, whomever met our Gurudev, Gurudev would definitely tell him that Jalajana Valakshani Stavra Laksha Bhingsha, that shloka. There are so many other species, but humans are less in number, so it is very rare. And human beings, they can worship, so you worship. Like that, I saw whoever came to Srila Bhagavat Maharaj asking any question or anything, and even in Harikatha, every day he used to recite this whole Chaitanya Bhagavat and give some explanation, or whomever asked him something, then at the end he would start this topic. So in order to remember that his last message all the time, and to please Maharaj, I want to read this Chaitanya Upanishad. Also Srila Bhakti Kumud Gosvami Maharaj will be happy because it was found by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and he also wrote commentary. So Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur published it. So I'm reading this. Atha Pipaladah Samit Panir Bhagavantam Brahmanam Upasano Bhagavan me Shubham Kim Atra Chakshasveti. Pipalada, one saint, with fuel in his hands, approached Lord Brahma and asked, O Master, please explain what is auspicious for me. Commentary by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. I write this commentary on Chaitanya Upanishad, named Sri Chaitanya Charanamrita, to purify myself after offering respects to Chaitanya, the form of rasa, along with Panchatattva. Chaitanya Upanishad, which gives bliss to all, is included in the beginningless Atharva Veda. Means Atharva Veda is eternal, being breath of Supreme Lord. It has not been revealed till now, since it was invisible to the eyes of materialistic persons. When Chaitanya appeared in this world, it has become known by the efforts of the pure devotees. Since according to Bhagavatam, the Lord is covered in Kali Yuga, scriptures do not clearly describe Chaitanya, who is to be worshipped in Kali Yuga. Thus, it is not surprising, unfortunately, that followers of karma and jnana have no faith in him. Let us return to this subject. After hearing many scriptures and many types of worship, the sage Pipalad, desiring to know what was most auspicious for himself, holding firewood in his hand, went to his guru Brahma and inquired, by what will I attain the highest auspiciousness? Because tat vigyana artam saguru eva bhigachet samit panishrotriam brahmanishtam. In Upanishad you will find one has to approach Guru with fuel, that wood for yagya, as a service attitude to Guru, because Guru Brahmin, he's daily doing yagya, so worshipping Supreme Lord. So you have to bring that wood, that is sign of surrender and service. Because pranipat pariprashnena sevaya, one has to surrender and inquire honestly and serve. Then he can get that knowledge. Sa hovacha bhuya eva tapasa brahmacharyena shashvat ramasva mano vashiti. Brahma spoke, engaging in austerity and brahmacharya control the mind. Brahma's commentary. Brahma said, creating purity of body and mind by practice of yoga, that is tapasa, and by pure conduct of renunciation, brahmacharjena, for a whole year, come back. This was his instruction. Our Srila Bhagavat, Gosvami Maharaj, he commented here that when Pipalada approached what is beneficial, then Brahma said, first you go and do tapasya for 1 year, then you come back. And Bhagavat Gosvami Maharaj, he commented, it meant you do Harinam, you chant Harinam for 1 year, this tapasya you do, and then you come back. Then I can tell you. Because first one has to be purified. So in Kali Yuga, tapas means Harinam. Sa tatha bhutva bhuya enam upasadyaha bhagavan kalo papach chanah prajah katam mucheran iti. You will find in Chandogya Upanishad, when Indra approached Brahma, or someone, I don't know, but Indra approached, so maybe Brahma or Narad, I'm not sure, but Guru. He sent him many times. He gave him some knowledge and said, first he said, you practice brahmacharya for 32 years. Then after he came back, he gave him some knowledge. Then he said, again, you go for 32 years brahmacharya. Gradually like this, he was giving. So after 101 years of brahmacharya, then he spoke full thing to him. So one needs to be ready. One needs to be open to receive that. That sincerity has to be there. Otherwise, we will not want the truth. And we will not receive it. So first Guru has to prepare. After purifying himself, Pipalada again approached Brahma. O Master, how will the people of Kali Yuga, covered with sin, become liberated? Commentary. Pipalada, becoming pure in body and mind by austerity and brahmacharya, again approached his Guru and asked, in Kali, how will the people who are covered with sin by their nature become liberated? Ko va devata, ko va mantro bruhiti. Please explain which devata to worship or what mantra to chant. Commentary. O Master, who is the Lord for jivas whose hearts are contaminated by Kali? Please tell me the mantra for worship of the Lord. 5th verse. Sa hovacha Rahasyam te vadishyami Jannavi tire Navadipe Golokakye Dhamni Govinda Dvibhujo Gaurah Sarvatma Mahapurusha Mahatma Mahayogi Trigunatita Sattva Rupa Bhaktim Loke Kashyatiti Tat Ete Shloka Bhavanti. Brahma spoke, I will tell you a secret. On the bank of the Ganga, in the abode of Goloka called Navadip, Govinda with two arms, the Mahapurusha, soul of all beings, the great soul, the great yogi, beyond the three gunas, possessing a spiritual form, assuming a golden complexion, will manifest bhakti to the population. There are some verses concerning this. Commentary. Brahma, who knew all secrets, spoke to him. I will speak to you this secret. In the abode of Navadip, called Golok, here is opposite. Because Golok and Navadip, they are same. The same planet, but two chambers. So you can say either Navadip or Golok is same. Most attractive, which appears on the bank of the Ganga, the soul of all beings, Sarvatma, the great Purusha, that is Mahapurusha, the great soul, Mahatma, the possessor of great Shaktis, and the great yogi. One second. Yes. The possessor of great Shaktis, Mahayogi, who is beyond the three gunas, Trigunatita. Bhagavan possessing a pure spiritual form, Sattva Rupa, two-armed Krishna, becoming Gauranga, will reveal bhakti in the form of prema to the world. This form of Chaitanya Dev, who is the Mahapurusha, the savior of Kali Yuga, is explained in the 11th canto of Bhagavatam. This verse we were hearing also on Ramachandra's appearance. It can be both, applied to both. Dhyayam sada paribhavagnam abhishtadoham tirtaspadam shiva virinchinutam sharanyam prityarti ham pranata pala bhavabdipotam vande mahapurushate charanarvindam. O great Purusha, O protector of those who bows down, I offer respects to your lotus feet, which are the object of constant meditation, which destroy all injury caused by the senses, which award all desires, which fulfill the results of visiting all holy places, which are worshipped by Shiva and Brahma, which are worthy of surrender, which relieve the devotee of distress, and which act as a boat to cross the ocean of material life. And the second one, Tyaktva sudushtya ja surepsita raja lakshmi dharmishta arya vacha sayat agat aranyam mayam rigam daitayepsitam anva dhavat bande mahapurushate charanarvindam. O great Purusha, I offer respects to the lotus feet of you who gave up Sita, who was worshipped by the devatas and hard to give up. I offer respects to you who, fixed in dharma, went to the forest, obeying the words of your father, and who pursued a false deer desired by Sita. So here it was given as related to Ramchandra, but you will find it is applicable to Mahaprabhu. He left his wife Vishnupriya and to follow the order of that Brahmin who cursed him, that you will lose all your material life. And he went after those who are caught by Maya to rescue them from that. Eko Devah, this is verse 6 of Chaitanya Upanishad. Eko Devah Sarva Rupi Mahatma Gauro Rakta Shyamala Shveta Rupa Chaitanya Atma Savai Chaitanya Shaktir Bhakta Karo Bhakti Do Bhakti Vedya. Gaurango, the one Lord, the form of all beings, the great soul, takes forms of red, black and white complexion in other yugas. Taking the form of Krishna Chaitanya, endowed with spiritual Shakti, he appears on earth in the form of a devotee. He bestows bhakti and is known through bhakti. Commentary. The golden form, the Mahapurush, sometimes in 3 yugas, Satya, Treta and Dwapar, becomes white, red and blackish. This is described by Gargarishi in Bhagavatam. Asan varnas trayo hyasya grinato nuyugam tanu shuklo raktas tatapita idanim Krishna tamgata. Your son Krishna appears as an incarnation in every millennium. In the past, he assumed 3 different colors, white, red and yellow. And now he has appeared in a blackish color. In Kali Yuga, he takes the form of a devotee, Bhakta Akara. To quickly give auspiciousness to the jivas of Kali Yuga, inspiring devotees like Shatakopa, Ramanuja, Vishnu Sami, Madhvacharya and Nimbadita, etc., desiring to give the highest secret, prema with Madhur Rasa, the Lord personally takes the form of a devotee, Krishna Chaitanya, Chaitanya Atma. He descended along with his abode Goloka in Bengal, that is Navadip, which became the greatest tirtha, holy place. This is the secret. He is understood by bhakti, not by dry jnana. Bhakti Vedya, one can know him only by devotion. Verse 7, Namo Vedanta Vedyaya Krishnaya Paramatmane Sarva Chaitanya Rupaya Chaitanyaya Namo Namah. I repeatedly offer respects to Krishna, who is known by Vedanta, who is Paramatma, the form of all consciousness, and who is Chaitanya Dev. Commentary. Brahma offers respects to Chaitanya on considering his great mercy to the Madhva Sampradaya, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted this Brahma Madhva Sampradaya to show by example that taking shelter of bona fide Guru is necessary. Vedanta Vedyam Purusham Puranam Chaitanya Atmanam Vishwayoni Mahantam Tam Eva Viditvati Mrityumeti Nanyah Panta Vidyate Yanaya. Knowing Chaitanya, the primeval person, the source of the universe, the greatest, a person surpasses death. There is no other path for delivering the jivas. Commentary. Considering all the words of the Vedanta, Brahma speaks to Pipalada. Chaitanya, though taking the form of a devotee, is directly Krishna, known by Vedanta. Vedanta means Upanishads, the conclusion of the Vedas. They are in 4 parts: Sanhita, Brahmanas, Aranyakas, and Vedanta is the philosophical aspect. There Brahma is explained and Atma, and then you have Vedanta Sutra to harmonize all the confusing statements in Upanishads so that clearly one can understand. Vyasadeva wrote Vedanta Sutra. So, but the topic is Krishna. Krishna says in Gita, by all the Vedas, I am to be known. I am the knower of Vedanta. I am compiler of Vedanta. I am to be known. So Krishna, known by Vedanta. There is no other path for delivering the jivas. Then, taking shelter of Chaitanya's lotus feet, in order to enter the spiritual world, after giving up the material world. They cannot be delivered at all by the path of Dasya Ras revealed by Ramanuja, Acharya, and others. In their works, one sees that by serving in Dasya Rasa, jivas attain Vaikuntha. Since Chaitanya is the source of the universe and can alone teach the subject of Brajarasa, one must take shelter of him alone. The culmination of all Siddhanta is in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Achintya Veda Veda, and Krishna himself told, other Yuga avatars, they may give dharma and the devotion, but no one except me can give that Braja Prema, Nandalan Krishna. So, and since I did not give it for a long time, I will descend to give that to all. Verse 9, Svanama Mula Mantrena Sarvam Hladayati Vibhu. The Lord gives bliss to everyone by the Mul mantra of his name. Commentary, Svanam means Krishna's name, not Chaitanya's name, since uttering Chaitanya's name would contradict verse 11, which instructs one to chant the names of Hari and Krishna. By the Mul mantra of these names, the Lord who possesses all powers gives bliss to all moving and non-moving beings. Mul mantra means root mantra. Verse 10. Dve Shakti Parametasya Hladini Samvit Eva Chaiti. The Lord has 2 supreme Shaktis, Hladini and Samvit. Commentary, the 2 Shaktis of the Lord are described, Hladini and Samvit. By the Hladini Shakti, spreading Bhakti and Prema, the Lord gives bliss to all beings. By the Samvit Shakti, spreading knowledge of the Lord as approved by pure Vedanta, the Lord destroys the root of ignorance in the hearts of the jivas, which takes various forms of dharma and adharma. Here our Srila Bhagavat Gosvami Maharaj said 2 supreme Shaktis. One is Vishnu Priya, another is Lakshmi Priya. Verse 11, Sa eva mula mantram japati harir iti Krishna iti Rama iti. Chaitanya utters the mula mantra consisting of the names Hari, Krishna and Ram. The Supreme Lord in the form of Chaitanya, teaching the jivas, utters the powerful mul mantra Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Verse 12. Harati Hridaya Grantim Vasana Rupamiti Hari Krishir Smarane Tat Chanas Tat Ubhaya Melanam Iti Krishna Ramayati sarvamiti Ramah Anandarupa Atra Shloko Bhavati. Hari is he who removes the knot in the heart, the impressions of material desire. There is Vasana, Kamana Vasana, that is tied there, but has to be cut. Krishna is he who takes away all suffering just by remembering him. Krish means remembering him, and Na means takes away all suffering. Rama is he who gives pleasure to all beings. He is the forum of bliss. There is a verse concerning this. Commentary: the three names are explained. The knot in the heart consists of vasanas, thirst for material objects, which arises from the jiva's forgetting that his nature is to be the servant of Krishna. Bhidyate hridaya grantish chidyante sarva sankshaya. The knot in the heart is cut and all doubts are destroyed. This is in Mundaka Upanisad and also in Bhagavatam. Hari is he who destroys that knot. The Lord of Braja, endowed with attractive pastimes, is Krishna. By conventional usage, the word Krishna means Yashoda Stanan Dhaye Tamala Shyamala Tvishi. He who has the complexion of a dark Tamal tree and who drank milk from the breast of Yashoda. This is from Nama Kumudi. From this meaning quoted in the Sandarbhas, other meanings are insignificant. Ram means he who gives pleasure to all beings. Ramayante, I think. Yes, Ramayati, one who gives Ramayati. You'll find in Gita also, and there in Chandogya Upanishad also. By this mantra, the jiva gives up his bondage and becomes a spiritual assistant in Vrindavan pastimes. Then the jiva attains the highest pleasure of the rasa dance, etc. Verse 13. Mantro guhyah paramo bhakti vedyah. The mantra is most secret and known by bhakti. This is the point. With devotion we have to chant. Then you will get proper effect and proper revelation. This secret commentary, this secret mantra is the highest dharma of mankind, since it is realized only by persons having pure bhakti, and not by persons having bhakti mixed with karma or jnana, as explained in Bhagavatam. Savei pungsham parodharmo yato bhakti radoksha je ahoituki apratihata yayatma suprasidati. The supreme dharma for all human beings, sadhana bhakti, is that by which prema bhakti to the Lord arises, which is not caused by anything other than itself, cannot be obstructed, and which satisfies the mind completely. That is why it is said that under the guidance of pure devotee we have to chant this Maha Mantra, giving up all offenses and other desires with these fourfold qualities, Trinada Visanicam, then prema will manifest. It is not only you have to chant this mantra, it is also how to chant. That is also important. Namanya shtavashta cha shobhanani tani nityam ye yapanti dhira stevai mayam atitaranti nanyah paramam mantra paramarahasya nityam avartayati. Because you will see Gyanis also, they will chant Mahamantra. What for? For liberation. Yogis, they will chant to get their fruits. Karmis, they will chant, but they will not get prema. So they will not actually realize what is the meaning. When they asked there in the assembly where Haridas Thakur also came, there was a discussion, what is the effect of holy name? So some said one will get heaven, one will get this material benefit. Some said no, you will get liberation. Then Haridas Thakur said no, this is not the effect of chanting real name. Chanting real name, one will get devotion to Krishna. So this we have to learn from devotees. Those who chant these 16 glorious names completely surpass Maya. Others do not. And who can chant this mantra? Actually, mantra will descend to one who is surrendered soul. He can chant this mantra. Many will chant, they will utter, but it is not chanting this mantra, because that mantra will not descend. It will descend only, you can have contact only by devotion. Others do not. Even the Nitya Siddhas chant this supremely secret mantra at all times. Golokero Prema Dhana Harinama Sankirtana. They are always doing Harinam. And that shloka in the first verse, Namashtaka, Oi Mukta Kulerupasya Manam. First it is Shruti Mauli Ratnamala Dyuti Nirajita Padapankajanta, that the Shrutis means Upanishads, they are always worshipping Harinam. And Mukta Kuleir Upasya Manam, those who are liberated souls, like Shukadev Goswami, Narad and others, they are also always chanting Harinam. Because devotion is eternal. It is not, chanting is not meant to liberate you and then stop. No. Devotion is eternal. So in Vrindavan you will find everyone is chanting Krishna's name according to his rasa. All the time they are chanting, doing other services, and Harinam is continuously there. Commentary. It was shown in verse 12 that the mantra gives results even for those performing sadhana. By constantly chanting this mantra of 16 names, the sadhakas cross over Maya excellently. Even Nitya Siddhas constantly chant this mantra as their very nature. It's like breathing. It is automatically in Vrindavan, everyone chanting. Verse 15. Chaitanya eva samkarshano vasudeva parameshti rudra shakro brihaspati sarve devah sarvani bhutani stavarani charani chayat kinchit sat karanam sarvam tadatra shloka. Chaitanya is Shankarshan, Vasudev, Brahma, Shiva, Indra, Brihaspati, all devatas, all beings, moving and non-being. He is the cause of everything. Whatever exists, gross or subtle, there are verses concerning this. Commentary. The devotees do not care for worshipping devatas. They are worshipping Supreme Lord. By worshipping Him, they are serving properly everyone. Verse 16. Yat kinchit asad bhunkte ksharam tat karyam uchute. Whatever is experienced as impermanent is called a temporary effect. Commentary. This universe is temporary, since it is an effect, not the cause, effect. Verse 17. Sat karanam param jivas tat aksharam iti ritam. The jiva is eternal and the cause. It is thus called akshara or permanent. Commentary. The jiva is eternal and is the cause of the temporary. Because of forgetting his nature, the jiva by Maya thinks himself a doer. He is actually eternal or akshara, not kshara. Verse 18. Kshara ksharabhyam paramah sa eva purushottama chaitanyakyam param tattvam sarva karana karanam. The Supreme North is superior to temporary matter and the jiva, kshara and akshara. Chaitanya is the supreme truth, the cause of all causes. Commentary. The universe is temporary, kshara, and the jiva is eternal, akshara. Superior to this is the cause of all causes, called Chaitanya, the Supreme Person, Purushottama. By this statement, the three existing objects explained in Vedanta are confirmed. Verse 19, last one. Ya enam rasayati bhajati dhyayati sapapmanam tarati saputo bhavati satatvam janati satarati shokam gatis tasyaste nanyasyati. The person who has affection for Chaitanya, who worships him and meditates upon him, becomes free of all sins. He becomes purified. He knows the truth. He becomes free of lamentation. He attains the goal, whereas others do not. When we are in spiritual connection, means connection with Supreme Lord, that eternal and actual relation, then there is no lamentation possible. Lamentation is in this worldly, when we lose something, which is anyway temporary, then we lament. But one who established his eternal relation, he realized his eternal relation with Krishna, then he is free of all lamentation. Commentary. The devotee who thinks of Chaitanya as the giver of Madhurya Rasa in Braja, who serves Chaitanya while accepting a suitable Swarup, and who meditates on Chaitanya, surpasses all sins and all ignorance. Surpassing ignorance, he attains purity with a spiritual form. He knows the truth, Achintya Beda Beda of the Shakti and Shaktiman. He surpasses lamentation. The lowly Bhakti Vinod has composed this commentary on the Upanishad in the 400th year of Chaitanya on the bank of the Ganga in Godrundip. The worshippers of Chaitanya should mercifully place the dust of their feet, which give all auspiciousness, on his head. This completes the commentary on Chaitanya Upanishad called Sri Chaitanya Charanamrita, nectar of the lotus feet of Chaitanya. So our Srila Bhagavat Gosvami Maharaj, he would utter the verses directly and give brief, means only translation and some brief commentary every day we were hearing. and he would chant with relish every time, tasting nectar every time, new. And we would also feel he was a realized soul, that spiritual vibration and effect you could feel in his association, and he would raise the atmosphere and consciousness and enthusiasm for devotion that we experienced in Mayapur. And he that it is disciplined and correct and everything that was there. So every day these 19 verses we were hearing, and whoever came to Maharaj to ask him some question, then he would always start this topic also. So that was his last message, that we have to take shelter of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Navadip. He was there all the time in Mayapur. We have to take shelter of Chaitanya Dev and chant this Mahamantra. Then you will get everything. So I am remembering Srila Bhagavat Gosvami Maharaj. In his last years he served as the Acharya of our Mad. So I am remembering his Samadhi Mandir in Mayapur and bowing down to his lotus feet and praying for his causeless mercy. I saw him, he was always chanting and encouraging everyone to chant. You do a lot of Harinam. So tomorrow we'll further hear